Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your personal generative AI podcast. Today, we're diving headfirst into the exhilarating world of LinuxServer.io's Webtop, a Docker image that lets you run full desktop environments in your browser. It's like magic, but with more Linux.
Whoa, a desktop in my browser? Sounds intense. Is it actually usable? I mean, are we talking full functionality or just a glorified text editor? I'm really excited to hear about this.
Oh, it's fully usable. We're talking XFCE, KDE, Mate, i3, OpenBox, even IceWM, a veritable smorgasbord of desktop environments. You can run your favorite apps, all from within a web browser. Think of it as a portable, browser-based virtual machine.
Okay, that's pretty cool. But how does it handle different architectures? I've got an ARM64 device. Will it work? I'm curious.
Absolutely. They use Docker manifests for multi-platform support. Just pull back, lscr.io/linuxserver/webtop:\latest, and it'll grab the right image for your system. They support x86-64 and ARM64. Sadly, ARMHF is currently unsupported. Bummer, right?
Smart use of Docker manifests. So what about security? I'm always a bit wary of running full desktop environments in containers, especially if I'm exposing them to the internet. Security is paramount.
Right. They strongly advise against exposing this directly to the internet. No authentication by default. They recommend using environment variables for basic HTTP auth, but even then, it's best to put it behind a reverse proxy like SWAG for proper security. And remember, it's got a terminal with passwordless sudo. So, be careful. Don't do anything stupid.
Good point. Passwordless sudo is a big security risk. So, what about customization? Can I install my own apps? Customization is key.
You bet. You can use "prut apps" to install and manage applications persistently. It keeps your apps separate from the base container, so upgrades won't wipe them out. Alternatively, you can install packages directly during startup using "universal package install", but that's less ideal. Prut is the way to go.
I see. So, "prut apps" is the recommended approach for application management. What about GPU acceleration? I'd love to run some graphically intensive apps. GPU acceleration is a must.
They support DRI3 GPU acceleration using open-source drivers for Intel and AMD. NVIDIA support is limited to the Nouveau driver and requires some extra configuration. You'll need to mount /dev/dri and might need to specify the DRINODE environment variable. And remember, Alpine images don't support NVIDIA at all. Important distinction.
Interesting. So it's not a perfect solution for NVIDIA users, but it's still pretty impressive for open source drivers. How about internationalization? Does it support multiple languages? Multilingual support is important.
Yes. You can set the _LC_all environment variable to specify the language. However, they only guarantee support for Latin characters. CJK fonts might require additional installation. And there's an IME input mode in the settings for non-English keyboards. Pretty comprehensive.
Excellent. This Webtop sounds like a powerful tool for accessing a full desktop environment remotely. The security considerations are important, but the flexibility and multi-architecture support are impressive. Thanks for the detailed overview. This is amazing.
My pleasure. Remember to check out the LinuxServer.io documentation for the complete details and always prioritize security. And that's all the time we have for today's episode of Tech Bytes and News. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.